Hello and welcome back to the Wrestling Group. I'm your host, as always, Ryan, and today we are going to be doing another rankings video. We're going to be looking at top 10 SummerSlam matches. So with SummerSlam being tonight, I thought, why not look at the top 10 greatest matches in SummerSlam history? And you'd think it'd be easy, but I tell you, it's not. There's quite a few matches that just missed out. Originally I was going to do top 5, but then I thought, no, there's plenty to do a top 10. And then when I started looking through, I could have done a top 15, top 20, but then it started getting out of hand. So I thought, no, we'll stick with the 10, as it'll be a better video than if I do top 255 matches of SummerSlam. But yeah, so we've gone with a top 10. And as always, don't forget you can play along with me. Let me know in the comment section below your top 10 SummerSlam matches of all time. So number 10, Triple H versus The Rock in a ladder match for the Intercontinental title in 1998. Back in 1998, Triple H was the leader of DX and The Rock was the leader of the Nation of Domination. These two factions were feuding at the time and were trading wins in multi-man matches and big angles. 1 month before, The Rock and Triple H had a 2 out of 3 falls match end in a no contest at the Fully Loaded pay-per-view. The two continued to feud until Triple H challenged The Rock to a ladder match. What resulted was a great match. It was physical from the start and the fans loved it. This was as both guys were just coming to the end of being mid-carders and looking to push in to the main event scene. In the end, it was Triple H who came out on top. After Hunter hit the pedigree on The Rock, Mark Henry threw powder in Hunter's eyes, which temporarily blinded him as he tried to climb the ladder. The Rock then started to climb up the other side of the ladder, but Chyna snuck up behind The Rock and hit him with a low blow. The crowd went nuts. Triple H then reached up and grabbed the Intercontinental Championship, pulled it down, and won the match. Number 9, Randy Orton versus Christian, no holds barred World Championship match, 2011. In 2011, WWE finally put the world title on Christian twice. Neither reign lasted long, but the rivalry between he and Orton was great. It lasted for 4 pay-per-views, with each match getting better and better. The match at SummerSlam was the best of the lot, and it nearly never happened. Mark Henry was getting over with his Hall of Pain gimmick at the time, and Vince wanted to put the title on him at SummerSlam. But Randy Orton went to Vince and asked to finish the story that he'd started with Christian as they had originally planned. In the end of this one, it was Randy once again picking up the world title. Christian hits a kill switch for a 2 count before Orton sends Christian through not 1, but 2 tables. He then attacks Christian with a kendo stick and hits a DDT onto a trash can. Christian goes for the sunset flip, but was hit with an RKO onto the steel steps for the victory. Number 8, Brock Lesnar versus CM Punk in a no disqualification match in 2013. Now, the 2013 pay-per-view was considered by some as one of the best SummerSlams of all time, and this match is one of the reasons why. At the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, Paul Heyman betrayed CM Punk, bringing an end to their close friendship, which seen CM Punk go to the next level in his career. Punk naturally wanted his revenge, but there was one problem with that. The Beast, Brock Lesnar, stood in his way. The narrative going into this match was that Punk could not beat Brock Lesnar. So Punk wanted to get revenge on Heyman, but he also wanted to prove that he could in fact beat Brock, and he looked to do both of them at SummerSlam. Heyman would play a big part in the end of this match. Punk escapes an F5 attempt and nails the GTS, but Heyman breaks up the pin. Punk then chases Heyman outside and back into the ring, but walks into an F5 attempt. Punk manages to reverse it into a DDT, and then Punk locks in the Anaconda Vice, but Heyman enters the ring with a chair, but is cut off by Punk, who then locks in the Anaconda Vice on Heyman. Lesnar then smashes Punk with the steel chair and hits him with an F5 onto the chair for the victory. This was booked as the Best versus the Beast. Number 7. John Cena versus Daniel Bryan for the WWE Championship in 2013, with Triple H as the special guest referee. Now again, as I just said, 2013 is considered one of the best SummerSlam pay-per-views of all time. Obviously, Brock Lesnar versus CM Punk being one of those reasons, and John Cena versus Daniel Bryan being the other. Now, Daniel Bryan, for most of his WWE career, was booked as an underdog, despite being actually one of the best professional wrestlers in the company. Going into this match was no different, with WWE management constantly putting Bryan down, saying that they never want to see him as the WWE champion. But John Cena, however, had other ideas, and after being given the chance to handpick his SummerSlam opponent, he picked Daniel Bryan. Triple H was added as a special guest referee to make sure the match was called strictly down the middle. The fans were behind Bryan from the start of the match, and after a solid 25 minutes, Bryan picks up the victory. After countering an attitude adjustment attempt into a DDT, Bryan goes up top, but Cena catches him in mid-air and attempts another AA. Countered into a small package, Cena kicks out. A strong kick to the head and a running knee strike sees Bryan become new WWE champion. Bryan then celebrates in the ring with the crowd chanting yes. Their underdog story finally complete. Although Triple H then nails Bryan with a pedigree, and Randy Orton cashes in his Money in the Bank briefcase to become new WWE champion, and the underdog story continues. Number 6. The Undertaker versus Edge, Hell in a Cell match, 2008. Now, Edge and The Undertaker are two of the biggest stars in SmackDown history, and they had a long and bitter feud that spanned multiple pay-per-views, and so there was only one way to end it: inside a Hell in a Cell. Now, this was back when the Hell in a Cell matches actually meant something, and you would have maybe one a year rather than 2 to 3 on one pay-per-view alone. This for me is one of the best Hell in a Cell matches, as both men go at it from the start. We get chairs, stairs, tables. They even go outside of the cell for a period too. Undertaker gets the victory in this one after a few near falls from both guys. Taker hits a top rope chokeslam into 2 tables. He then hits a spear on Edge, hits him with a camera, smashes him with a chair, and lands the Tombstone Piledriver for the 3 count. After the match though, The Undertaker starts to head up the ramp and changes his mind and goes back to the ring. He sets up a ladder and chokeslams Edge off the ladder and through the ring canvas below. As Taker's music hits, flames come up from the hole from where Edge has just been put, and Edge was sent to hell. Number 5. The Hardy Boys versus the Dudley Boys versus Edge and Christian, TLC ladder match, 2002. Now, this was a time in WWE when the tag team title scene was hot. We had 3 of the best tag teams, and each had their own weapons they would use. Ladders for the Hardy Boys, tables for the Dudley boys, and chairs for Edge and Christian. And as a result, we got a triple threat for the tag team titles in the first ever TLC match. At the end of this match, while Edge and Christian are climbing a ladder to boos from the crowd, Lita appears and knocks the ladder down, sending both men to the mat below. Lita then gets Matt Hardy to climb the ladder, but Devon lifts up one end of the ladder, sending Matt crashing through tables. As Lita checks on Matt, Edge then hits her with a spear. Devon and Jeff Hardy back in the ring then tussle on a ladder for the titles, which sees Devon hit the mat below, and Jeff is left dangling before Edge and Christian hit him with a ladder, climb up and pull down the titles to retain them. Number 4. Triple H faces Shawn Michaels in an unsanctioned match in 2002. In 2002, no one thought Shawn Michaels would wrestle again. He suffered a back injury which kept him sidelined for 4 years. When Michaels did return, he thought it was going to lead to a DX reunion. Triple H, though, on the other hand, had other ideas and turned on his best friend. Triple H would then attack Shawn Michaels more and more, claiming that Shawn was weak and he was too weak to beat the Game. Then Raw General Manager Eric Bischoff booked the match as an unsanctioned match, meaning anything goes, and WWE would not be liable for any injuries as Michaels couldn't get cleared to face Triple H. Fans were intrigued to find out if Shawn, who was considered as one of the best of all time, could still go in the ring. Shawn was unsure himself if this would be his last ever match and pulled out all the stops to make sure if it was, he would go out with a bang. Shawn didn't look like a guy who had been away for 4 years as he dove from a ladder onto Triple H with the crowd going insane. Triple H then ducks his sweet chin music, and when he goes for the pedigree is instead rolled up for the 3 count. As Shawn Michaels then celebrates his victory in the ring, Triple H nails him twice in the back with a sledgehammer, leaving Michaels unconscious in the ring and making sure this isn't the last time we get to see these two in the ring against each other. Number 3. CM Punk versus Jeff Hardy in a TLC match for the World Heavyweight Championship in 2009. The CM Punk vs Jeff Hardy rivalry was an entertaining one. They had some solid matches together throughout 2009, with this match being the best of the lot and remains one of my favourite TLC matches to this day. Jeff had the upper hand going into this one as his speciality was a TLC and Punk had never been in a TLC match before. Both guys suffered a fair bit of damage in this match, especially at the end, with seeing Punk laid out on an announce table as Jeff climbed a massive ladder, which was obviously a lot taller than the average one, and hit a swanton bomb onto Punk through the table. Both men would then crawl into the ring and ascend the ladder. Punk would eventually knock Jeff from the ladder and pull down the world title for the victory. After the match, Punk stood over Jeff with the title held high above his head, celebrating. A familiar gong sounded and the lights went out. When they came back, the Undertaker had replaced Jeff lying on the mat below Punk. Taker would then reach up, grab Punk by the neck and chokeslam the new champion, signalling his intent for the title and finally drawing an end to CM Punk versus Jeff Hardy. Number 2. Bret Hart versus the British Bulldog for the Intercontinental Championship in 1992. The SummerSlam pay-per-view in 1992 was held at Wembley Stadium in London, England. 80,000 fans buzzed throughout the evening as they awaited their hometown hero, the British Bulldog, as he was set to take on his real-life brother-in-law, Bret Hart, for the Intercontinental Championship in the main event. This match this day is still considered an all-time great, which is a testament to Bret Hart as he had to carry Davey Boy through the entire match. Bret played more into a heel role, as of course the crowd were behind British Bulldog. Davey hit Bret with his trademark running power slam for a near fall, followed up by Bret hitting a German suplex for a near fall of his own. After a double clothesline that laid both guys out on the mat, Bret managed to lock in the sharpshooter, but Davey managed to get to the ropes and the crowd went wild. Bret went for the sunset flip, but Davey fell forward and clutched both legs for the 3 and became new Intercontinental Champion, with the crowd going insane. So that is from 10 down to 2. So what could be the greatest SummerSlam match of all time? Well, at number 1, it's AJ Styles versus John Cena in 2016. Without doubt, my favourite matches of AJ Styles' time in WWE, probably my favourite of John Cena's career, is the trilogy against each other in 2016. They first faced off at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, with Styles winning thanks to interference from both Gallows and Anderson. And Cena then argued that Styles' victory was a hollow one, because, well, he needed help from the club to win. At the Battleground pay-per-view, Cena teamed with Enzo and Cass and beat Styles, Gallows and Anderson, which led to this match at SummerSlam. This match was then named Match of the Year by Pro Wrestling Illustrated, and it's easy to see why. This match is 23 minutes of back and forth action, with AJ Styles coming out on top once again. After a 2 count from a phenomenal forearm, Styles attempts a Styles clash, but Cena powers out and sets him up for an attitude adjustment. Styles reverses this but is hit with a big clothesline from Cena, who then climbs up and hits an avalanche AA from the turnbuckle, but Styles manages to kick out. Cena looks in shock. He then attempts another AA, but is reversed into a Styles clash. A phenomenal forearm later, and AJ Styles gets the 3 count and his second victory against John Cena. So there you have it. That is the 10 greatest matches in SummerSlam history. Do you agree with our list, or do you in fact not? Let me know in the comment section below what your top 10 SummerSlam matches of all time are. Do you feel like I've maybe left 1 or 2 out? Do you feel like 1 or 2 of these maybe shouldn't be in there? Or do you just feel like maybe that Bret Hart versus British Bulldog should be ahead of AJ Styles versus John Cena? Let me know in the comments below. It's always good for a little bit of back and forth with you fans. And as always, don't forget to give us a like, comment and subscribe to our YouTube channel today. You have noticed that over 95% of people that watch our videos on a monthly basis aren't actually subscribed to the channel. So if you could just hit that subscribe button, that could help us in the future. So don't forget, as always, stay tuned for some more wrestling related content coming your way from the wrestling group very, very soon.